Hello there, creative peeps. Welcome to freelywhole Creative, where we're relieving a little stress from the pressures of life and making beauty from ashes. Creativity is for everyone. No talent or skills as an artist are needed. So join me on this journey today. I'm Liberty, your creativity coach and a life restoration coach. And today we're making woven pockets. These are a pocket that is woven and has 4 little pockets with tags in them. Now, I saw these from Gail on her YouTube channel, and I will link that in the notes below. But of course, I changed it up a little bit and used my own sizes and stuff for making these. But this is what we're going to make today. They are so easy and require very few products. So let's take a look. You will need 3 pieces of cardstock. You need 2 pieces of pattern cardstock that coordinate but also contrast in color. And then you'll need 1 piece of 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 neutral cardstock for a backing. And this can be a lighter weight cardstock. These are 6 by 6 inch cardstock. So you will also need a paper trimmer or some scissors. You will need a glue or some kind of adhesive. Optionally, you may want to have a tag corner punch, or you can trim those out by hand. And optionally, you might want some ink and a blending tool to define your edges. We're just going to stick with the real basics today, and then you can decorate them however you want. The tags will just be plain, but of course you can put an eyelet in them or a hole and some ribbon. You could decorate the front a little bit if they're fairly plain. Just realize that you can't put much decorations on the bottom because they need to fit down into the pocket. And the backs of these will be left white so you can journal on them. All right, let's grab your supplies and see where today's journey takes us. The first thing you want to do is cut both of your 6 by 6 pieces exactly the same. We're going to trim off 1 3/4 inch along one side, so that's going to leave it 4 1/4 inches, the same as our little neutral colored square. Then we're going to cut to 4 1/4 the other direction. And then we're going to cut the 4 1/4 inch square in half at 2 1/8. So we have our 2 pieces for our weave. We have 2 leftover pieces. You're going to take the longer one. This is the 1 3/4 by 6 inch, and you're going to cut it in half at 3 inches. And that is what's going to make our tags. This piece we can use to decorate another option that we have for an insert. Okay, now we're going to do exactly the same thing to the other piece. Four 1/4. 4 1/4. Cut this in half at 2 1/8. There's our 2 weaving pieces. Cut the longer piece in half at 3 inches. There's our 2 tags, and there's our scrap piece. Now, like I said, we can trim the corners of our tags And there we have our 4 tags ready to go in our pockets. Okay, let's get started on weaving our pockets now. Now I cut my pieces because I wanted to be sure I had this piece for showing down in this corner. So my weave will be created, and just put it together the way you want with the parts that you want showing. Turn that one that way so that one shows, and then this one will go under this way. And so that's how our weave is going to look when we put it all together. So now we need to start gluing it down. As you can see, I have a different pocket laying in front of me now. I lost some of my footage, so we'll be gluing this one together. I have inked up all of the edges on this one just to define them a little bit better, just using Distress ink and a blending tool and going around each edge. So let's get started on gluing it together. Now, where we want to glue is all around the outside edges to put this together so that all the inside edges will be left open for our tags to go into and to form our pockets. And so we're going to make sure that we line up with our backing paper that we have here so that hopefully everything will be squared off and lined up. So we're going to start just by going with this corner here. We want to make sure we don't go in any further than that, and we're just going to go along the bottom half of the side and then along the bottom. And we're going to match it up to this one and make sure that it lines up with our backing here. Next, we're going to do the same thing to this piece that's going to go under here. We're going to make sure that we don't go down any further than the halfway point. Whoops. And we're going to glue along the edge and along the top. And as you can see, this is why it's good to lay this out in the weave first so that you see exactly which pieces you want to glue where. So let's make sure everything's lining up good here. Okay. Then this piece is going to go underneath here, so we want to glue along this edge and then halfway down this edge. And we want to keep our glue as close to the edge as we can so that our pockets are as big as they can be so that our tags will fit into them. Okay, we have one more left to go. This one's a little trickier, but we can just go along this bottom edge here and along this bottom edge here. Put that together and make sure everything lines up good before our glue dries, and push that all down good. And you can see we've got our 4 pockets here. Okay. Now we can glue the back, the complete thing. You want to go again along the edge of all 4 sides. and then fill in the middle and glue this down to our packing, or to our backing card here. And once you're sure that everything is good and dry, you can put your tags in the pockets. And we are done. Our woven pocket is complete. Like I said, you can do more decorating if you would like to. But the basics are finished. If we glue this onto a page in a journal or something, we can glue the two sides as well as along the bottom, and that'll create another pocket in the top that we could put a bookmark or a taller tag in. And we can use those scrap papers. Remember, I told you we could use these for something. We can use these to decorate our tag or bookmark that we put in the pocket there. So there we have it, a woven pocket with 4 tags. Thanks for joining me on this creative journey today. I hope that you were inspired and that you'll respond, comment, subscribe, and share this with your friends, as well as sharing your creations with us. We want to see what you've made with this pattern. The link to share is in the post. Now, go and make beauty from ashes and be freely whole.